encounter number 5 is right around the Grunty Ranch, just like in Theta server, just like it was for,
The world I abandoned by resetting might have remained engulfed by evil.
by, like where we found Mimiru. Now that was talking about the fact that when he was a kid, he would always just reset a game when he did not feel like he was going to win. Then he started getting a little existential about it and going, I wonder if I just doomed that world because it wasn't going my way. Which is kind of an interesting thing to think of in reference to this game. And the final encounter with Bear is right here in Londa server. Right next to the
feeling you
Noble Grunty.
Answer by just chasing after the character on the net.
That was referencing Subaru, of course. Or not, sorry, Subaru, Tsukasa. And we get a silver Grunty. We are so uber. Heading back over to Sigma, we find the first of the next ghosts, right between the Recorder Shop and the Grunty Ranch, Sora.
First I'll get the treasure, then I'll get you, and then I'll get them all.
We have the same weapons. He's gone.
He vanished.
Encounter number 2 of the Ghost of Sora is in Delta, right here next to Elf's Haven.
I love it. I want to be his friend.
Okay.
He vanished.
Encounter number 3 is in Londa, right over here near the Noble Grunty Corral.
But that's how I get what I want. Wanna die again?
He vanished.
Encounter number 4 in Sigma server, right over here next to the Chaos Gate, heading towards the Magic Shop.
That's a rude thing to say, considering you invited me.
Gasp.
He
Vanished. Yeah, I know. Energy Sutras. Yes. Encounter number 5 with Sora's Ghost is in Theta, right along the path heading to the Grunty Ranch.
Oh, so you don't listen to what other people say? That's not nice.
He vanished.
It's been so long since I've seen .hack sign, I don't recognize some of these quotes, but I know of them. And the final encounter with Sora is right behind the Grunty Ranch at the southernmost tip of Sigma server.
Just kidding. I'd get scolded if I stayed up any later.
Now, those of you who don't know, Sora was a 4th grade student. Yeah, and he was that influential. That just proves whoever's on the internet, you don't know who they are, or how they are, or what they are. Just by what they look like, sound like, talk like. My word, this is taking seriously long. But the next encounter of Ghost Encounter should be between the Snaky Grunty and the Bony Grunty, and I passed him, right here. Krim.
It's been too long. At last, I'm back.
That was about midway towards the end of the series when he finally got back into the game. At the time, he was before which he was known as the Crimson Lightning, if I'm remembering correct. Back to Sigma, we find the second encounter with Krim's Ghost here between the Recorder Shop and Weapon Shop.
Trip to Indonesia. I finally came back and logged in, but it just didn't feel comfortable going to Makanu.
He vanished.
Now, a good reason that may have been is the Crimson Knights were centered in Mackinac. And Krim, however, was actually a part of the Crimson Knights, at least at one point. And encounter number 3 with Krim is to the south of the Recorder Station in Theta.
Oh, to find the key of the Twilight. This is an omen.
Okay.
He vanished.
Yeah, he vanished. Encounter number 4 is in Delta, right around the stairs of the magic shop.
Recognize your weakness and change it into your strength. Under the current circumstances, you can't protect Subaru.
Wow, I'm way too close to him.
He vanished.
Energy Sutras, woo, which means we're probably near the end again. Encounter number 5 with Krim is in Londa, right between the, walking basically between the two grunties.
I didn't think I would regret
Again.
quitting the Crimson Knights.
Aha, see, he was part of the Crimson Knights.
He vanished.
By quitting the Crimson Knights, he didn't feel like he was welcome in Machina. Anew, or whatever you call it. And the final encounter with Krim is up here near the magic shop, way over here in the corner.
I hate what you would call fads. No matter what anyone says, I personally like this character.
He vanished.
Yes, I know. Silver Grunty. More Ooper! We're almost at, like, we're past 1500 health and almost at 400 SP. Woohoo! The next memory fragment we encounter is in Delta, right here on this bridge between the Gather Center and the bridge.
At this rate, we may be able to avoid a panic by saying that it was a bug in the test data for the next version.
This is Silver Knight, or SK,
Vanished.
as a lot of people abbreviate it. I did not like him in the show, and he basically served as an antagonist for most of the show. The second encounter with Silver Knight will be around the Grunty area on this wall.
As Captain of System Administration Support, I should have communicated better.
I am way too close again. Yes, we know he vanished. Who are you? What is your name so long? Ah! The third encounter with Silver Knight shall be right around here between the weapon and magic shops.
Eliminate all characters who break the rules. There are no excuses.
That's really a militaristic way of doing something. I mean, after all, there's a lot of people that would use a windower in Final Fantasy XI just because they didn't know that was wrong, and it seemed like something that should have been in the game anyway. Of course, they added it later, so. Anyway, the fourth encounter with Silver Knight is here on this bridge between the Grunty Ranch. Why am I saying Grunty Ranch? And Elf's Haven in Sigma.
Do not speak of the Crimson Knights lightly.
Really lame. Those almost all the Crimson Knights were basically Blade Masters, and had almost the same character model as him. So it's kind of like, oh well, we're not conceited, are we? The fifth encounter with Silver Knight is in Theta, right around the item shop. Here he is.
Orca of the Azure Sea and Ballmonk of the Azure Sky. If those two are working together, there's nothing for us to worry about.
Until, Orca got data drained, but, that wasn't in sign, so whatever. Now, though I don't believe Orca showed up in .hack sign, Balmung did for one scene, which was pretty epic. The final encounter with Silver Knight is right in front of the weapon shop in Delta.
It's not easy to act in the name of justice.
Yeah, it is. It is not easy to act in the name of true justice. I don't know. SK's sword is a 29 Blade Master. It doesn't seem too great, but it does have, it doesn't seem too great. Still, I'm probably going to end up giving it to Marlo. Yes, we're still going. The next ghost we find is right here, behind the Grunty shop in Theta, A20.
Hey, you look strong. Are you busy?
Who I have to say, I still don't remember being in any more than one episode of .hack sign. The next encounter with A20, oops, is right here in the alleyway in Delta.
It doesn't matter. You're strong. Don't worry. We'll be fine.
She vanished.
And we get an Emperor Soul. These are actually some really good items. I should probably show them off. Emperor Soul, full SP, full HP SP with Noble Wine, Healing Elixir, full HP, none of which I'm probably ever going to use in this game. Encounter number 3 with A20 is between the Weapon Shop and Grunty Shop, right about here, in Sigma.
Oh, well then. I'm just gonna quit playing. This game is boring.
Isn't that like a 5-year-old's way of thinking?
She vanished.
MMOs, you have to make fun. No MMO is going to be fun unless you actually put effort into having fun. That sounds weird, but in other words, you have to actually go and try and do things. It's not going to do things for you like most games. Encounter number 4 is between the Noble Grunty Corral and the Grunty Ranch, down here in Londa, somewhere. Apparently she walks the entirety of this, but I cannot seem to find her. Oh, there she is.
Because I want to try. Isn't that reason enough?
No. But it's less pessimistic than the last thing you told us.
She vanished.
Energy Sutras! More power! Encounter number 5 with A20 is between the Elf's Haven and Item Shop. Anywhere between Elf's Haven and Item Shop, like the stairs.
Why are you using that tone of voice, Miss High and Mighty?
And that actually, I believe, is a reference to her being a noob and Mimiru actually trying to help her out. You've got to understand that noobs don't know anything. You have to be very nice to them. Even I've gotten frustrated with newbies. And I'm a professional newbie. And the final encounter with A20, basically the most pointless character in an anime and what's basically like filler, is right here in Sigma at the item shop.
I hope you'll be able to find your irritating guy.
Whoosh. Do we get something special though for all this?
Vanished.
For all this care about somebody who doesn't matter? No, we just get Golden Grunty, which is good in itself. More power! The next ghost is also in Sigma, near where we had Sora. However, you need to log out or leave the server before she'll show up. It's Subaru.
And please, try to refrain from going off on your own. This is not a time for heroes.
She looks a lot like Terashima, doesn't she?
She vanished.
Really funny is I always called Terajima in this game, but I always called her Ryoko before. The next encounter with Subaru's ghost is right around here, Delta, between the magic shop and the, what is it, weapon shop? Yes.
We are players here as well. We are merely playing these roles and nothing more.
Yep. That was her reprimanding Silver Knight. Silver Knight was getting a little high and mighty about his position as, you know, captain of the Crimson Knights. She basically just told him, "No, you ain't got no power. You're just a player, just like everyone else." The next encounter with Subaru's ghost is in Theta, near the item shop, and somehow inside of a Grunty.
Something is about to happen
walk
inside the world.
Now, even though I referenced Silver Knight as captain of the Crimson Knights, Subaru was commander, was chief, was leader, was former, was the head of Silver Knights. So she did absolutely nothing.